Hello again. This is Touched by Health Wellness Institute. Hope everybody having a great weekend. To all the health seekers out there, truth seekers, they're seeking truth and understanding, seeking truth in all matters regarding health. Today, I want to discuss a very important and profound uh, healing modality, fasting. Again, just the third video on fasting. Today, I want to talk a little bit about fasting versus starvation and the difference between the two. This has been a serious issue because, especially here in America, we are so frightened to miss one or two meals. And if we miss a meal, we feel like that we're starving to death. We all can probably identify with that, missing breakfast or missing lunch or missing dinner. Let me start off by saying breakfast, lunch, and dinner is a scheme. You should not follow those three patterns. Do not follow breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You should only eat when you're hungry. You should only drink when you're thirsty, and you sleep when you're sleepy. So those are three concepts or principles I'd like to put out there, and I'll expand on those at some point in my video, my health revolution that I'm trying to pursue. So fasting again. Let me give a quick definition of fasting. Fasting is abstinence from all food except water. Abstinence from all food and drink except water. Um, and the only water I recommend is reverse osmosis or distilled or steamed distilled water. So, with that definition in mind, fasting begins when we discontinue eating food. And under the condition of fasting, the body is still sustaining itself. It's still containing the vitamins it needs, the minerals it needs, the amino acids it needs, the phytochemicals it needs. So the body is still being sustained when we physically discontinue consumption of food. So under fasting, under the condition of fasting, the body is utilizing its food reserves to sustain itself. So food reserves, one of the food reserves might be fat. Fat provides energy. Uh, Another food reserve is glucose, stored glucose, and we call that stored glucose glycogen. We call it glycogen, and one of the tissues or organs in the body that stores a tremendous amount of glycogen is the liver. The liver performs amazing feats for the human body, amazing physiological feats. So, in a country where people are being stuffed to death, they overeat. Overeating is the major cause, the number one cause of sickness and premature death in this country. Not fasting, not going without food. We're stuffing ourselves. We're consuming too much food. Overconsumption is what's sending people to an early grave. So to combat this, is important that we, develop an intellectual and an emotional understanding of why it's important to discontinue eating food when we're sick, and especially if we have children. If you have children who are sick, there's this notion that we should eat to keep up our strength, or eating food gives us strength, and that's simply not true. When we're sick, all digestive functions, as far as the digestion and metabolism of food, is practically suspended. So if we are eating food when we are ill, we're causing further destruction to the body. So we start to feel this rise in temperature that we call a fever. Um, Stuffing the body with food does nothing for the body. So fasting is when we are not eating food and the body is sustaining itself, utilizing its own food reserves. The brain is being fed. The less essential tissues are being fed. The kidney, the liver, the gallbladder, the energy needs are being met through various metabolic pathways in the body. Starvation sets in when these food reserves have been exhausted. So when the food reserves have been exhausted, then we go in from the fasting phase to the starvation phase. And even under conditions of starvation, the body, this internal wisdom, this unbelievable wisdom inside the body, will still strive to protect the vital organs. So less essential tissues are sacrificed to sustain the vital tissues, like the heart, for example, which utilizes fatty acids for its energy needs. The brain is known as a so-called glucose guzzler, but the brain will uh, intelligently switch from using glucose to fatty acids. I'm sorry, glucose to these ketones or ketone bodies, which is acids that the brain can use for an alternative fuel source. So I would implore all the health seekers out there that if you are sick, if you're ever feeling ill, ever feeling bad, and most of us, when you're so sick and you think about food, it makes you want to throw up just thinking about food. Some individuals that have fasted under my guidance, if you put water to their lips, they throw up. So even water is not um, um, required or advisable to individuals who are sick. So I will end this video by stating fasting and starvation are two separate processes, and there's two separate physiological and biological and biochemical processes. Um, we know this because we know this under when we look at the blood. There are destructive changes in the blood, but under fasting, the body is sustained. Your energy levels actually are increased. Um, Now, at the end of a fast, the body gives us warning signs that the fast is coming to an end. For example, during fasting, the breath might be foul. The skin is very active. You may have increased bowel action. There are waste products coming out through various channels like the skin, the urinary tract, the colon, and during the end of the fasting phase, the body starts to cleanse and give warning signs that it's time to break the fast. The breath start to smell sweet, the eyes clear up, the skin clear up. So there are very distinct changes. So it's very important to connect with someone who is trained to understand the signs or the symptomology of fasting. So if you like this video, please like and share. This is vital information that could really save someone's life. If you know someone who is sick, please share this video with them. Leave me a comment, leave your contact information if you would like to speak with me. And thank you very much.